everybody, how's it going? Everyone's all here. Welcome to InspirACTION, doing something brand new every single day that I have never done before. I'm all dressed up today because I had some presentations in class. Graduate school is just wrapping up my first year, and so things have been kind of crazy. I was totally intrigued by this link that my buddy Bobby Harris shared with me from a guy named Steve Pavlino, whatever. I have the link for this 15-minute audio over my website, so you can go check this out. Steve goes into great detail on the things that I'm going to mention, and I think that's probably going to be important for you to hear after you get the little teaser, I guess, right? Anyway, Steve's little audio was I think it was titled The Fast Track to Achievement, and I was like, huh, okay, well, I'll check it out. And Steve pointed some things out, two things in particular, that really stuck out for me that I wanted to share with you. Steve made a comparison between mindset of millionaires and ourselves. So there's two big lessons here. There's one that's on mindset and one that's on residual, like, manifestations. So we're going to start with residual evidence. For instance, a millionaire probably carries around a lot more money in his wallet than somebody who's not a millionaire. Can you think of some other things that millionaires have going on that you don't have going on? Residual things. Perhaps they dress a lot nicer, etc., etc. Well, Steve focused in on that money aspect, and Steve realized, like, hey, I carry around like $50 in my wallet all the time, and that seems like a normal amount for me. But to a millionaire, $50 would seem like nothing. So why don't I put a bunch of money in my wallet to carry around so that over time I get used to having that money in my life. I get used to seeing $100, $200 in my wallet, and as we progress and go along this path here, which I'm going to try, I'm going to do, you just start noticing your money grow. That's what I'm going to be doing here, and I'm going to let you know how it goes. So, for instance, I'm used to looking in my wallet and seeing $5. That's it. And so I think there's probably a major correlation between that and the fact that I'm not a millionaire, right? So I went out to the bank today and I knew to myself that $100 would be a lot, would be a shitload. So I went out and got $160, and I figured I got a little bit of spending money in there, and I got, you know, when I get down to 100, I'm gonna feel like, oh, you know, wow, I'm like running out of money. I gotta go out and get more. Well, the point is, I'm gonna get used to having more on me. So Steve went on to say that there's another big difference in a millionaire's mindset versus the one that we have. How does a millionaire regard $10,000 versus the way that we regard $10,000? We might at first feel like $10,000 is a lot of money. I mean, come on. If you make $500 a week, $10,000 is a lot of money. But to a millionaire, $10,000 is 1% of $1 million. That is nothing. So how do we move from a mindset that is one of $1,000 being a lot to $1 million being a lot? Well, it's a lot of constant small changes, and so that's what Steve strives to do with his example of carrying around more money. And so I guess the point of the whole thing was you need to frame it correctly. $1,000 may seem like a lot to you right now, but how much of a stretch is it really? Maybe you should start with $500, because you'll never be able to receive a $50,000 lump sum check if you never can conceive and fathom getting a $50,000 lump sum check, because that's a lot of money. How do you regard money? Do you feel like you don't have very much all the time, or do you feel like you have an abundance of it? Now, I'm not talking about the physical amount in your bank account, because that's a lot different, but the way you feel about it is different than the way a millionaire feels about his money. I know this whole thing was really, really fast, and Steve takes more time to go through it, but I wanted to give you a taste. I wanted to introduce you to some of the concepts that kind of blew my mind open a little bit. And so if you're interested in that link, I have it over on my website. You can go to the link that I have here below, everyone'salls.com/whatever, and you can go check that out for yourself. Like I said, 15 minutes long. If you're in the shower, driving somewhere, it's good stuff. Anyway, want to share that with you today. Be well. I will see more of you this week and for the summer to come. This is the Summer of InspirACTION.